Have you ever felt drained after talking to someone? Why do some people leave us feeling down? And what can Buddha's teachings teach us about handling difficult people? In today's discussion, we explore 10 types of people who don't deserve your trust and respect. But this isn't about pointing fingers or spreading negativity. It's about understanding how certain individuals affect us and learning how to protect our inner peace. Throughout life, we meet all kinds of people. Some lift us up, while others drain our energy. Knowing how to identify these different personalities can change the way we relate to them. It helps us create healthier relationships and maintain our own emotional well-being. It's natural to trust and respect others easily, but should we always do this? The teachings of Buddha offer deep wisdom on this subject. In this journey, we'll explore these 10 types of people and uncover ways to navigate interactions with them. From those who manipulate our emotions to those who seem trapped in endless problems, we'll discuss why we need to be cautious about placing our trust in them. But this conversation isn't just about other people, it's about us too. How do we react to these individuals? How do we ensure we don't act like them in our own lives? For each type, we'll share real-life examples, practical tips, and Buddha's wisdom to help us navigate difficult interactions in a way that aligns with kindness, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence. These teachings are not just ancient philosophy, they are timeless tools that can improve our daily lives. This discussion isn't about pushing people away. Instead, it's about learning to be wise, kind, and emotionally intelligent in our friendships and relationships. It's about recognizing who deserves our trust and making sure we surround ourselves with people who uplift and support us. As we go through each personality type, take a moment to reflect on the people around you, but also on yourself. Self-awareness is where true growth begins. So stay with us as we uncover these insights on trust, wisdom, and inner peace. If you find these lessons valuable, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content on wisdom and personal growth. Your support helps us continue bringing meaningful discussions like this one. Now let's begin this journey together. 1. The manipulative individual. Imagine being in a situation where someone always manages to get their way, no matter what. They twist words, play with emotions, and before you even realize it, you're doing things that don't feel right. This is the world of a manipulative individual, someone who knows exactly how to push the right buttons to influence others. They pull the strings behind the scenes, much like a puppet master, making it hard for others to recognize what's happening. Have you ever encountered someone like this? It's not a pleasant experience. How manipulative people operate. Manipulative individuals are difficult to spot because they often appear charming, helpful, and understanding. However, their kindness is not genuine. It's a tool to control people. They make you feel special when it serves their purpose. They use guilt, flattery, or deceit to get what they want. They often act like the victim to make you feel responsible for their happiness. It's like they have a map of your emotions and know exactly which roads to take to get you where they want you to go. And before you realize it, you're stuck in their web. What Buddha taught about manipulation. Buddha emphasized living with honesty and truth. His teachings encourage us to be aware of our actions and words so that we don't fall into deception, either by others or by our own desires. Recognizing manipulative behavior is a real test of mindfulness and self-awareness. Being able to identify when someone is twisting reality is the first step toward freeing yourself from their influence. How to protect yourself from manipulation. Set clear boundaries. Think of your peace of mind as a garden. You wouldn't let just anyone walk in and trample the flowers. Setting boundaries protects your emotional well-being. Learn to say no without guilt. Manipulative people rely on your hesitation. Standing firm in your decisions reduces their power over you. Recognize their tactics. Manipulators often play the victim or create drama to make you feel bad for them. Once you see this pattern, you become immune to their games. Stay mindful. When you focus on the present moment, you are less likely to be emotionally pulled into their web. Mindfulness helps you step back and see the bigger picture. Communicate honestly. Speak with clarity and directness. Don't let them twist your words or make you feel responsible for their problems. Responding with kindness and wisdom. While it's important to protect yourself, it's also helpful to understand why manipulative people behave this way. Many of them have deep fears of rejection or failure, so they manipulate others to feel in control. This doesn't excuse their actions, but understanding this can help us respond with clarity rather than anger. We don't have to hate or resent them. We just need to keep a healthy distance and refuse to be controlled. The power of walking away. At times, the best response is to simply walk away. If someone continues to manipulate and disrespect your boundaries, they do not deserve your trust and energy. Our inner peace is far too precious to waste on people who only want to control and take from us. In a world where trust and respect are valuable, we should be careful where we invest them. The more we recognize manipulative people for who they are, the less power they have over us. The chronic criticizer or gossip monger. Have you ever been around someone who always finds something wrong with others? Or someone who loves to spread rumors and talk about others behind their backs? This brings us to the chronic criticizer and the gossip monger, two types of people who can drain our energy and fill the air with negativity. Being around them can make us feel heavy and low, as if their words are clouding our mind with negativity. The chronic criticizer, always looking for flaws. The chronic criticizer has a special lens that only sees the negative in people and situations. They rarely acknowledge the good in others. They love pointing out flaws and making others feel small. Their words often carry judgment and harshness, even when it's unnecessary. The worst part? Their negativity is contagious. When we're around constant criticism, we start to doubt ourselves and feel insecure. The gossip monger, spreading stories, not truth. Gossip mongers are storytellers, but not the good kind. They spread rumors and half-truths without caring how it affects others. They love scandal and drama, often exaggerating details to make things more interesting. They pull people into conversations full of negativity and deceit. It's like they are weaving a web of lies, and the more they gossip, the stronger the web becomes. But what does Buddha's wisdom teach us about these types of people? Buddha's teachings on right speech. Buddha emphasized the importance of right speech, one of the core principles of the Noble Eightfold Path. Right speech means speaking truthfully, speaking kindly, speaking in a way that helps, not harms. Gossip and constant criticism go against these teachings. Words have the power to either heal or destroy, so we must choose them carefully. Why do people gossip and criticize? Understanding why some people behave this way can help us deal with them wisely. Insecurity. Many people criticize and gossip because they feel small inside. By pointing out flaws in others, they feel superior. Seeking attention. Gossip can make people feel important and included, even if the stories are harmful or untrue. Unawareness. Some people don't realize how their words hurt others. They have made negativity a habit. Knowing this helps us respond with wisdom instead of anger. How to protect yourself from negativity. Set boundaries. It's okay to say, "I'd rather not talk about others like this." Protect your energy from unnecessary negativity. Don't join the gossip. If someone is gossiping, simply change the subject or say something positive about the person being talked about. Be mindful of your own words. Ask yourself, am I speaking with kindness and truth? Make sure your words lift others up instead of bringing them down. Encourage positive conversations. When negativity spreads, try to shift the energy by talking about uplifting topics. Walking away, when necessary. Sometimes the best thing we can do is walk away from people who bring constant negativity into our lives. If someone always finds faults in others, only talks about people instead of ideas or growth, makes you feel drained after every conversation, it might be time to distance yourself. The power of speaking with kindness. In a world where words can either hurt or heal, we have a choice. We can choose to spread kindness instead of negativity. We can choose to lift people up instead of tearing them down. We can choose to speak with wisdom, just as Buddha taught. By practicing right speech, we not only protect our own peace, but we also inspire others to do the same. Let's be the ones who spread understanding, not rumors. Let's be the ones who use words to bring light, not darkness. The superficially friendly individual. Have you ever met someone who seemed really friendly, always smiling and saying the right things, yet something about them felt off? This brings us to the superficially friendly individual, someone who appears warm and kind on the surface, but their actions lack real depth. They are like a shiny apple that looks delicious, but when you take a bite, you realize it's flavorless. The illusion of superficial friendliness. People who are superficially friendly often make great first impressions. They are charming and know how to win people over quickly. Say the right things. They tell you what you want to hear, but rarely mean it. Avoid deeper conversations. They keep things light and casual, never showing vulnerability. Change depending on the situation. Their personality shifts depending on who they are with. At first, they may seem like great people to have around, but over time, you start to notice. Their words feel empty. Their kindness is conditional. They disappear when you truly need them. This can leave you feeling confused and disappointed, as if you invested in a friendship that wasn't real. What does Buddha teach about authenticity? Buddha emphasized the importance of genuine connections based on truth and sincerity. A real friendship is built on trust, being able to count on each other, honesty, speaking with truth and integrity, depth, connecting beyond just surface-level talk. Superficial friendliness goes against these values. How to identify superficially friendly people. They agree with everyone, no real opinions, just whatever makes them liked. They rarely share personal struggles, their life seems too perfect. They disappear when things get tough. A true friend stays, but they are nowhere to be found. They avoid difficult conversations. They prefer to keep things pleasant and avoid deep discussions. Why do people act this way? Many superficially friendly people are not bad people, but they fear judgment or rejection, so they avoid being real. Want to be liked by everyone, so they say whatever people want to hear. Have not learned how to build deep connections. Understanding this helps us approach them with kindness while still protecting ourselves. How to deal with superficially friendly people. Lower your expectations. Don't expect deep connections from them. Set boundaries. If their actions are draining, limit your time with them. Don't take it personally. Their behavior is about them, not you. Invest in genuine friendships. Surround yourself with people who are real, even if they are fewer in number. Encouraging authentic connections. Instead of feeling bitter or disappointed, we can focus on being genuine ourselves. Speak with honesty and kindness. Don't just say what people want to hear. Be present in friendships. Show up when people need you. Encourage deeper conversations. Ask meaningful questions and listen with care. The world is full of shallow conversations and surface-level relationships. But we can choose to be different. We can be the kind of people who bring depth, meaning, and authenticity into our relationships. Let's cherish real connections, not just social niceties. The disengaged listener. Have you ever had a conversation where you felt like the other person wasn't really there? They might nod, smile, or give short responses, but deep down, you can tell they're not paying attention. This brings us to the disengaged listener. Someone who hears your words but doesn't truly listen. Talking to them feels like shouting into the void, where your words float away without meaning. The frustration of being ignored. When we talk, we want to be heard. We seek understanding. We want someone to acknowledge what we're saying. Connection. We hope our words will strengthen our bond. Validation. We want to know our thoughts and feelings matter, but a disengaged listener doesn't give us any of that. Instead, they nod absent-mindedly without really listening. Change the topic quickly as if they weren't paying attention. Check their phone or look away while you talk. Forget what you just said, making you repeat yourself. This makes us feel unimportant and unheard. Why do some people struggle to listen? A disengaged listener isn't always being rude. Sometimes they have too much on their mind and are distracted, are not emotionally invested in the conversation, have never learned active listening skills, feel too self-absorbed to focus on others. Understanding this helps us respond with wisdom rather than frustration. What does Buddhism teach about deep listening? Buddha taught the value of mindful listening, where we are fully present and engaged. True listening requires patience, giving others our full attention, compassion, trying to understand their emotions, not just their words, focus, letting go of distractions and being in the moment. Buddhism encourages deep, meaningful connections, which start with listening from the heart. How to recognize a disengaged listener. They interrupt often or change the topic. They look around or check their phone while you talk. They forget what you just said and ask you to repeat. They give short, distracted responses that don't match the conversation. How to handle disengaged listeners. Be direct. If someone isn't listening, politely call it out. Oh, hey, I feel like you're not really listening. Is this a bad time to talk? Oh, this gives them a chance to refocus or let you know if they're distracted. 2. Lower your expectations. Some people won't change, and that's okay. Oh, not every conversation will be deep and meaningful. Oh, save your energy for people who truly listen. 3. Pick the right moment. If someone seems distracted, choose another time to talk. Oh, people listen better when they're relaxed and not overwhelmed. Lead by example. Be the kind of person who listens deeply to others. Oh, show them how meaningful conversations feel. Oh, sometimes our listening skills inspire others to be better listeners too. Building a culture of deep listening. In today's world of constant distractions, listening is a rare gift. Instead of feeling frustrated by disengaged listeners, we can cherish the people who do listen. Choose quality over quantity in conversations. Become better listeners ourselves. The more we practice deep, mindful listening, the more meaningful our relationships become. Let's create spaces where people feel heard, valued, and understood. The individual lacking empathy. Have you ever opened up about your feelings, only to be met with a blank stare or a dismissive response. This brings us to the individual who lacks empathy, someone who struggles to understand or care about the emotions of others. Talking to them feels like trying to explain colors to someone who can't see. No matter how much you share, they just don't seem to get it. The pain of being unheard. When we express emotions, we hope for understanding and connection. We want someone to say, "I understand. That sounds really tough. I'm here for you." But instead, an unempathetic person might dismiss your feelings. You're overreacting. Make it about themselves. You think you had a bad day. Listen to what happened to me. Judge rather than support. You should have done this instead. Show no emotion at all, as if your words don't matter. This can leave us feeling alone, frustrated, and misunderstood. Why do some people lack empathy? Not everyone is naturally good at understanding emotions. People who lack empathy often were never taught how to be emotionally open, have too much on their minds to focus on others, are too self-absorbed to care, feel uncomfortable with deep emotions. Recognizing this helps us manage our expectations. Not everyone will be the compassionate listener we hope for. Buddha's wisdom on compassion Buddhism places great value on empathy, the ability to see through the eyes of others. Buddha once said, "See yourself in others. Then whom can you hurt? What harm can you do?" Compassion is not just feeling for others, but feeling with them. It allows us to build deeper, more meaningful connections. However, Buddha also taught balance. We must protect our own peace when dealing with emotionally distant people. How to recognize someone who lacks empathy? They downplay your emotions, making you feel invalidated. They interrupt or change the subject when things get emotional. They blame you instead of offering support. They seem emotionally cold or detached. How to handle an unempathetic person? 1. Accept that they won't change. Some people just don't have the capacity for deep emotional connection. Oh, don't expect them to suddenly become sensitive. Oh, instead, look for support in people who do care. 2. Limit how much you share. If someone never understands your emotions, stop seeking comfort from them. Instead, choose emotionally supportive people when you need to open up. 3. Lead with kindness, but set boundaries. You can be patient and understanding, but don't let them belittle your feelings. If they're constantly dismissive, distance yourself when needed. 4. Be the empathetic person you wish to meet. Some people lack empathy simply because no one ever showed them how to be different. By showing compassion and understanding, we can sometimes inspire change in them. The power of choosing who you trust. Not everyone deserves our deepest thoughts and emotions. Instead of feeling hurt by unempathetic people, we can accept them for who they are without expecting emotional depth. Seek connection with people who truly care. Protect our peace by setting boundaries. Let's surround ourselves with people who listen, care, and understand, because our emotions matter. 6. The constant provoker. Have you ever met someone who seems to enjoy pushing your buttons? Someone who turns every conversation into a debate or always seems to stir up tension? This is the constant provoker, a person who thrives on conflict and enjoys making others react emotionally. How a provoker affects you. Being around a provoker feels like walking on thin ice, unsure when they'll start picking a fight. Trying to keep your peace, but constantly being baited into an argument. Feeling emotionally exhausted after every interaction. They might criticize your beliefs, question your choices, or make sarcastic comments just to provoke a reaction. No matter how calm you try to be, they always find a way to create tension. Why do they provoke? Some people stir up conflict because They enjoy attention, even if it's negative. They feel insecure, so they try to dominate conversations. They are bored and use arguments to create drama. They want to control others by keeping them emotionally off balance. Understanding this helps us detach from their tactics. Their words aren't really about us. They reflect their own struggles. Buddha's wisdom on dealing with provokers. Buddha taught, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. When we react to provokers, we let them control our emotions. Instead, Buddha encouraged calmness and non-reaction. When provoked, do not engage. Do not let their words shake your peace. Stay still, like a mountain in a storm. How to handle a constant provoker. 1. Recognize their game. Understand that they are seeking a reaction. If you stay calm and unbothered, they lose their power over you. 2. Choose your battles wisely. Not every comment deserves a response. Silence is often the best answer to provokers. If you must reply, keep it short and neutral. 3. Remain emotionally detached. Think of them like a child throwing a tantrum. Their words are just noise. They only affect you if you let them. 4. Don't take it personally. Their negativity is not about you. It reflects their own inner conflict. 5. Remove yourself if needed. If they drain your peace, limit your time with them. Protect your energy by choosing calm environments. Mastering the art of non-reaction. The strongest response to a provoker is no reaction at all. If they don't get the reaction they want, they will eventually lose interest. By practicing mindful detachment, we stay in control of our emotions, and that is true inner power. 7. The perpetually troubled individual. Have you ever met someone who always has a problem? No matter what's happening, they always seem to be stuck in negativity, constantly complaining about life, work, or relationships. These individuals carry an endless cycle of troubles, and being around them can feel like carrying their emotional baggage. How a perpetually troubled person affects you. Spending time with them can feel like being emotionally drained after every conversation. Listening to the same complaints over and over without any change. Offering advice only for it to be ignored because they don't actually want solutions. It's not just bad luck. They often create their own problems and refuse to take responsibility. They become so attached to 8. The two-faced individual. Have you ever trusted someone only to later realize they weren't who they seemed? A two-faced individual is someone who acts differently depending on the situation or the people they're with. They may pretend to be your friend, but talk behind your back, or they might say one thing and do another. Being around such people can feel confusing, unsettling, and even hurtful. How a two-faced person affects you. Betrayal of trust. You feel unsure whether they're being genuine. Insecurity in relationships. You start doubting your friendships. Emotional stress. You feel exhausted trying to figure out their real intentions. A two-faced person may act kind and supportive to your face, but when you're not around, they might criticize you, gossip, or even betray you. They change their behavior based on who they're talking to, what they want, or how they can benefit from a situation. Buddha emphasized the importance of honesty and authenticity, teaching that true relationships are built on trust and consistency. How to deal with a two-faced person. 1. Recognize their behavior. If you notice inconsistencies in what they say versus what they do, be cautious. 2. Protect your personal information. Avoid sharing sensitive details with someone who has a history of gossip or betrayal. 3. Observe, don't engage, don't react emotionally. Instead, watch their actions and act wisely. 4. Be authentic yourself. Set an example by being genuine and honest in all your interactions. 5. Limit your trust. Not everyone deserves full access to your thoughts and emotions. Choose who you confide in carefully. In a world where some people wear different masks, let's choose to be consistent, honest, and reliable. That's how we build strong and lasting relationships. 9. The toxic personality. Some people are like poison. The longer you're around them, the worse you feel. A toxic personality is someone who brings negativity, drama, and emotional harm into your life. They might be controlling. They manipulate situations to get their way. Judgmental, always finding faults in others, never looking at themselves. Emotionally draining, they thrive on conflict, gossip, and unnecessary drama. Buddha taught that peace comes from within, but staying around toxic individuals makes inner peace difficult to achieve. How a toxic person affects you. You feel mentally and emotionally exhausted after being around them. They bring negativity into your life, making you doubt yourself or feel unworthy. They try to control your thoughts, actions, or emotions through guilt or fear. Toxic people often disguise themselves as friends, mentors, or even family members, but over time, you realize their presence is more harmful than helpful. How to handle a toxic person. 1. Recognize their impact. Pay attention to how they make you feel after interactions. 2. Set clear boundaries. Protect yourself by limiting your exposure to their negativity. 3. Stay emotionally detached. Don't let their behavior affect your inner peace. 4. Surround yourself with positive people. Seek those who uplift and support you. 5. Distance yourself if necessary. Sometimes walking away is the best choice for your well-being. Buddha emphasized that your mental and emotional health matters. If someone constantly harms your peace, it's okay to let them go. The materialistic or greedy individual. In a world where people chase after wealth, status, and possessions, it's easy to get lost in the illusion that having more means living better. A materialistic or greedy individual is someone who values things over people. They care more about what they own than who they are. Seeks validation through wealth. Their self-worth is tied to material success. Always wants more. No matter what they have, it's never enough. While there's nothing wrong with financial success, an obsession with material things leads to emptiness. Buddha taught that true happiness doesn't come from external possessions, but from inner contentment. How a materialistic person affects you. They make you question your own values, pressuring you to chase things you don't really need. They prioritize wealth over relationships, often neglecting emotional connections. They never seem satisfied, making it hard to be at peace around them. Materialistic people often measure their success in numbers, cars, houses, bank balances, but at the cost of genuine happiness and relationships. How to handle a materialistic person. 1. Stay grounded in your values. Remember that life is about experiences, not just possessions. 2. Don't compete with them. You don't have to match their lifestyle to feel worthy. 3. Encourage deeper conversations. Shift the focus away from things and onto meaningful topics. 4. Practice gratitude. Find joy in what you already have, not in chasing what you don't. 5. Be an example. Show that happiness comes from purpose, not possessions. True fulfillment comes from spiritual wealth, not material wealth. In a world obsessed with having more, let's choose to be more instead. These 3 personalities, the two-faced individual, the toxic person, and the materialistic person, remind us that who we surround ourselves with shapes our energy and peace. By recognizing these behaviors, we can protect our well-being, choose our relationships wisely, and live with greater awareness. Protecting your peace and choosing wisely. As we wrap up this discussion, let's reflect on the wisdom we've explored. Throughout life, we encounter many different personalities, some uplifting, others draining and harmful. By identifying the manipulators, gossipers, toxic individuals, and those who lack empathy, we gain the ability to navigate relationships with awareness and wisdom. Buddha taught that true peace comes from within, but maintaining that peace requires us to be mindful of the people we surround ourselves with. 1. Not everyone deserves your trust and respect. It's okay to be selective about who you invest your time and energy in. 2. Set boundaries. Protect your inner peace by limiting interactions with those who drain you emotionally. 3. Respond with wisdom, not reaction. Instead of letting toxic people affect your emotions, practice detachment and self-awareness. 4. Choose depth over superficiality. Seek relationships built on honesty, mutual respect, and kindness, not material gain or empty words. 5. Lead by example. Be the kind of person you would want to be around, one who brings positivity, integrity, and sincerity into every interaction. At the heart of it all, remember, you can't change others, but you can control how you respond to them. Let this wisdom guide you in choosing relationships that uplift rather than drain, and in cultivating an environment where authenticity, kindness, and peace thrive. Thank you for taking this journey of self-awareness and wisdom. May your path be filled with meaningful connections and inner serenity. If these insights resonated with you, like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to our channel for more teachings that help you lead a life of mindfulness and balance. Let's continue this journey toward wisdom, peace, and deeper understanding, one mindful step at a time.